Welcome everybody to episode 14. 14 of TMI Thursdays.
Good evening, welcome.
Welcome.
Whoop, whoop.
Monge 2, how are we doing?
Oh, we are good. I was looking forward to this all week. Get me in front of the camera and a mic so I can talk.
Yeah. Are you happy with the sound?
Yes, much better.
That's good.
Much better.
That's good.
Much better. Last week the sound was a bit off. Don't you think so? What do you guys think? I thought it was a bit off. I just couldn't put my finger on it.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It weren't perfect. Yeah, it wasn't perfect, but it did feel slightly edged.
I felt the vibrations.
Feel the vibrations.
Oh yes. It sounded like. Oh, do we have it? Do we have some?
Of course we do.
We're not doing a bit of a delayed. Listen, what we decided tonight, we're not going to do live on Facebook or TikTok or anywhere else. And we're just going to focus on the live here on YouTube.
To you.
It just feels like we were just doing too many things.
Multitasking.
And the people on those lives, they're not getting the jingles. They're not getting the full experience. And our attention was kind of divided. Diffuse awareness was happening. And we weren't focused, and I felt like the quality I don't know, again, I'm quite critical anyway, I'm super critical, so I just thought the quality just wasn't the best. So we're just going to focus on YouTube, and we're going to make sure that we do it well, and we entertain you as well, not just sit here and waffle all night.
Yeah.
Well, we will sit here.
That's actually exactly what I'm going to do.
I have this thing called, by the way, with a group of people, small group of women. It's called the Waffle Wednesday.
Waffle Wednesday.
And I talked about this before. We send each other 1 minute, 2 minute video every Wednesday in a group chat, and we just waffle. You're not there to ask anyone how they are, by the way. The 2 minutes are yours. 2 minutes, just you. Tell us what's happening in your life. You have zero obligation to ask anyone how they are. That's your space. And we watch it, and that's it. And we keep connected, we keep informed, we keep in touch. And it feels like we are in each other's lives. It feels like we're closer, and it feels like we're seeing each other more often than just before. We maybe would have met once a year. See, now we meet 4 times a year, and we see each other, actually more than 4 times a year. And we see each other every week.
I find that really interesting. How you get, so from what you've described, you get 60, how long is it? 60 seconds?
60 seconds to 2 minutes.
Right.
Max. So the cut off is 2 minutes. Yeah, that's like the rule. That's the one rule.
Okay. So no less than a minute, no more than 2, something about that. I find that really interesting because that's like a kind of like everyone gets their airspace.
Yeah.
Everyone gets an opportunity to talk about whatever it is that's topical for them that particular week, or Wednesday, I should say. Sid's mum used to go to this thing called Women's Club.
Okay.
And it was on a Tuesday night.
Right.
And even years after her and I had split, I used to go round and look after Sid on a Tuesday night, so that she would go to this women's club.
Very good.
And this women's club, from what I could gather, was just like a circular selection of seating where women sat and everyone took it in turns to have their airtime, talk about whatever it is they want to talk about, and then it would move on. And it would be without interaction whilst someone was talking. So it literally was a turn at your whatever you want to talk about. But the majority of it was you listening to everyone else's turn. And I guess out of that experience, you were getting a lot of value for your stuff, what you're saying, and a lot of value for hearing other people. And sometimes there's nothing like hearing other people, life's pretty shit.
Yeah.
You know, to make you think, fucking hell, you know what? Maybe it ain't that bad for me then. Do you know what I mean? Like, life ain't, because it's very easy to look over the neighbour's fence, isn't it? And think, fucking their garden's better than ours. But it ain't. The grass is always greener, right? So it's quite nice, actually.
Where you water it.
Yeah.
I think
it's quite nice to hear other people actually pipe up and give it. But that's a proven success communication method for women, I reckon.
And it's a two-way street, by the way. So yes, generally women obviously like to talk more. They're better at it. But I think men are starting to create those spaces where they do talk. Men starting to open up more in their spaces, which is fine. I do not desire, or I would never force, to sit in a room with men and go, but tell me, open up, be emotional and all that. It's
men aren't built for that.
Men are not built for that.
We're not.
If they want to, very happy. Now, what I do think though, when it comes to these spaces where people talk, I think it's a two-way experience, and a reason why. You absolutely go to a space and you're invited to share. Yeah, so that's an experience. That's one side of the experience where there's a space created for you to express yourself. Yeah, and you are listened to, and that's needed. But I think on the other side, when I sit in those spaces, it's also a learning curve for me. And the skill that you're learning, there's a couple of skills, but one of them is patience.
Yep.
Yeah. So because you don't know how long a person's going to talk. And even though I can waffle, I hate wafflers. Yeah, I'm just going to be very open and honest.
Why the hell are you sitting next to me?
Do you know, like when people just...
Is this you just exercising?
Like that there's no point or
exposure to waffling.
So yeah, so you learn patience, that's number one.
Got to be patient sitting next to me.
Number two, I think there's a skill that you call holding space. Holding space in a form of... Holding space mean that you're listening to someone sharing and you are able to... You're learning to withhold all judgment. So you're listening with empathy, sympathy, compassion, you name it, all of these skills. But there's zero need. You're not replying. You're not agreeing. You're literally just...
That's so interesting.
Holding space. But your skill is that internal dialogue when you're listening to something maybe that you would judge or you have an opinion or something.
Yeah.
And you also have to catch yourself and you have to release that judgment.
Do you know what? That is so interesting because, like, as blokes, we're different.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying, listen, there's it's all grey. I'm not saying it's black and white, like, and I'm not saying all blokes are like this, but my general experience of blokes is
there's
like
proper chatty ones too.
When I sit around with my mates, and unfortunately I don't see them that often these days, but when I do, we don't sort of take it in turns to like talk.
Yeah.
In that sense, the dynamic with the fellas talking tends to be a free for all, but the dynamic behind it is a common subject that everyone's passionate about. And the archetypal one that's obvious to everyone is football. So we'll just use football just purely as an example. So like if I gather with my mates, it's all free for all. We're all having a talk. We've all got an opinion. We're disagreeing. We're agreeing. It don't matter. We're all talking over each other, all talking at the same time. Don't matter. But the subject matter is important for everyone around the table. And that tends to be where we get our recalibration. From that kind of environment, like we feed from that. And interestingly, if there is a conversation to be had where it's maybe you're talking about a problem or expressing an issue or something, like guys do that in a very different way. Like for example, if I'm speaking to my mate Joe or Al or Dag, Andy, Richard, Ian, you name it, if I'm explaining how I'm doing it, them holding space is the opposite to your holding space, which really works for guys. So I'm like, listen, I'm really annoyed, I'm pissed off because of blah, 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 blah. they'll go, "Stop being such a twat. You're being out of order." No, honestly, I think you're overthinking this. It ain't right. And what they do is they actually call you out on if they think that you're like seeing it wrong, or if there's an alternative view and you're being too pig-headed not to see it, or just an idiot about it. Then they call you out on it. And it's like the clique, and you're like, oh, the amount of conversations I've had where I've gone in like, oh, blah, 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 and then they've gone, you're an idiot. Like, honestly, like you're just overthinking it. Like, and I've come away gone, oh, okay, I'll give my head a wobble then. Do you know what I mean? And I'm recalibrated. How funny! It's so different, isn't it?
But would you prefer that it wasn't like that, or are you happy that it's like that?
No,
or,
that works for guys. That's what all I'm saying is it's just a different way to the same outcome. The outcome of I'm comfortable now. I've expressed myself, but your expression is no. Actually, like you don't resist each other. You hold the space, so you allow the outpouring. I call it that. That sounds extreme. I don't mean like that. You allow the release without judgment, whereas we release for judgment. It's mad, isn't it? But so true.
I never thought about it that way.
Yeah.
So I tell you about a group, and so I have heard about this from my good friend Dan and his cousin Danny.
What up, Dan?
Dan and Danny. So Danny runs these weekends for men over in England, and Dan lives here, but he attended, and it's called Good Souls, and I recommend for you guys to Google that, Good Souls, and you go away for the weekend. And Dan went to it, and it was 10 guys. And they went to, I think they camped out somewhere, but there was a barn or something. Food was ordered, so they had food delivered. But the 10 guys were staying in the middle of nowhere in a barn, sleeping bags, all that.
That's perfect.
And no phones.
Perfect.
So the whole purpose of the weekend, so first night, I think they were there for 2 nights. And you can't leave, you can't go anywhere. You're there for 2 nights with the same people. Committed. You're committed to the 10 guys. First night, everybody introduces. They open the circle, and every single person introduced themselves. And there are no rules for both parties. The person who is introducing themselves, but every single person round the fire can ask questions, and there are no questions off limit.
Yeah.
And you are literally, Dan said that the questions that he's been asked, he said that he literally has his soul dug out of his chest by the questions.
Yeah, he got judged.
You get proper judged, and no questions are off limit, right?
Yeah.
So and the circle lasts as long as it needs to last. Meaning, as long as the 10 people need to speak to open the circle.
Right.
And if it goes into the small hours of the night, Dan said it went into the small hours of the night.
I bet.
And then they all went to bed.
And I bet they woke up the next morning best mates.
And the next day, there was an exercise as well, but there was a jar, and they had to write, I think it was questions, and they had to put them in the jar.
Right.
And then there was another, obviously the second night, there was another fire, another circle, and they went round the jar, and everybody got a question. And again, conversation, again, no questions off limit. Went to bed again, second night. So what you're doing, first night, all that information.
Yeah.
And it's not just asking, sharing, but listening.
Yeah.
And probably sitting, he sat in that circle going, holy fuck, some of these questions, proper ripping you new one.
Yeah.
Because they're holding up the mirror.
Right.
And then the second night you go in, same again, and then you stay, and you can't use your phone, and you're just stuck there, yeah? And then the third on a third day in the morning,
Yeah.
it's the closing of the circle, and it's
Right.
all about what have you learned.
Okay.
Because you're stuck in this kind of
Yep.
circle, ecosystem, group, community, whatever.
Yep.
You're stuck in there. You're stuck with your thoughts. You're
Confined.
Confined. Thank you. Much better word. Much better word. Confined with your thoughts, feelings, people, space, everything. And you have to digest it, what you heard and asked and said and shared. You're there for 2 nights. And Dan said that he's never been the same again after walking away from that.
That's interesting.
That weekend. Good Souls, it's called Good Souls.
Love that.
I think it's a charity. And they do these.
It sounds like
these for men. So
a good cause, whatever it is. Do you know what that really reminds me of, Adriana? I've mentioned that book before, well-known book. Men are from Mars, women are from Venus.
yes, I read that book.
Yep. So in that book, it says that when women talk or when women share a problem, they want to be heard.
Yes, not fixed.
And when a man shares a problem, he's inviting people to help him fix it.
Yeah.
So thinking about your Waffle Wednesday, that is your being heard.
Yes.
I don't need anyone to solve it. I don't need anyone to interact with me while I'm talking. I just need to be heard.
Yep.
I'll solve it myself. I've got all the tools I need to solve it myself, but I just need to talk about it and I need to be heard. That's what I need. Whereas with the fellas, they err deliberately for input and challenge and solve. It's completely dynamically different, but it is defined that that's what works for women and that's what works for men. Females, male, by and large. It's so interesting, isn't it?
It is, because now you made me think about, so in that group, one of the women, we love dearly, but when I shared, and another girl, we shared our frustrations with the current dating scene, she went into full-on fixing mode.
You weren't looking for a fix.
And I was like,
the wrong thing.
No, please don't. And it was so difficult because she kept sending these links and articles and events and do this and
Missing
do that.
the
And I'm
point.
like, no. Oh, no, don't do that. Because that's just going to make me feel even worse. I just needed you to hear me.
Yeah.
Hear my frustration.
Yeah.
I can figure it out myself. I know how to. When I talk it through or you hear me out, in the same process, I'm figuring it out myself.
Yeah.
I come up with a result at the end of the conversation.
So honestly, the first time I read that book and I understood the notion of that, listen, I forget, and I'm not a perfect man. I'm just not. However, when I'd freshly read that book and I started to sort of practice with it a little bit, I could not believe the difference it had. I must have been 25. And I went from like, I had a really terrible day at work, babe. Like, honestly, such and such was really mean to me and such or whatever. And I used to go, what? That's out of order. Do you want me to say something? If you want, I'll have a word. That ain't right. You can't do that. That's, trying to solve it. And it never worked. And then I turned that into, having read the book, I'm so sorry to hear that. That must have been really awful. Yeah, it was really terrible. I really didn't enjoy it. Yeah, no, I get it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you experienced that. And that was it. I would just acknowledge it. Wouldn't solve it. Just accept it. And I could see her. She'd be like, oh yeah, thanks for listening, babe. That was great. How was your day? And then I get asked how my day was. It's amazing that if you can hold that for women holding space and for fellas like joining in and being the forum, you just become, it calibrates you to what you need to just get past whatever it is you've had a moan about.
And I think that is a general misunderstanding, because men expect women to think like them and women expect men to think like them. And even with the whole help situation, men assume that when we share something that we want them to fix it.
Yeah, we do think that.
But then women also don't understand when we do share something, men go into fixing mode naturally, because that's your natural
it's a
way.
default.
It's a default.
Yeah.
And also, there's a difference between how to use the word help when it comes, a woman using the word help. And help is nothing makes a man more pissed off than a woman just being helpless for the sake of being helpless.
Yeah.
Versus genuinely needing help.
Yeah.
Because then you need help because you keep getting into the same situation. Nah.
Yeah.
Don't be a victim. There's a damsel in distress and there's a victim.
Totally.
So,
And do you know what else is really frustrating for a fella?
yeah.
That when we do air a problem with our partner,
Mm-hmm.
that they hold space and we're not looking for that. We're actually looking for help and advice and a fix. But women never offer it. And why would they? Because that's not your default.
No.
And that's not what you would want.
No.
So why would you do it?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's mad. It's mad how we're like that. But that's very interesting. But yeah, that Good Souls, did you say?
Sorry? Good Souls.
Good Souls sounds
recommend.
worthy of research.
Check them out, worthy of research. I do believe they have a website. They do these weekends away regularly over in England. I don't think there's any here in Northern Ireland. Maybe I'll and it's men only, by the way. So there's the group is not mixed. Yeah, that's off limit. So it's men only.
And it'd have to be for the dynamic.
For the dynamic. Has to be, because it's a different, like, imagine you've got a group of, 8, 2 or whatever, or you've got 8 guys, 2 women, or 8 women, 2 guys. The whole dynamic's different. The conversations are different, and you have to caveat thing all the time. And what about men? And what about women? And they just don't feel safe to share the same.
Yeah.
I wouldn't feel safe. And why should you? Like, there's a reason why those groups are men only or women. I don't think they do women's groups at the moment. It's men only.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Like, can women meet up? Like, have a central focus. I'm going to use football. I know it's boring, but it's just a really obvious subject matter. But like, as blokes, we can turn up as a group with mates, all meet in the pub to watch a game of football, watch the game of football, have a couple of beers, shout and moan at the screen. I can't believe he's missed that chance. Oh, he's such a twat. And that's it. And then at the end of the game, everyone's like, see you later, fellas, we'll go home. And like, we've actually gone out, met up, not had an actual conversation at all or any level, just spent time together doing the common thing that we love, and then gone home. I've literally gone out, watched a football match with my mates, and I have no idea what's going on for them because we haven't even had a conversation. We've just communally participated in the viewing of a sporting event.
I think for women it would be like a Pilates class.
Okay. Right.
Yoga class, or go for a run, like a 5K or something. I don't know. That's the only thing I can think of. What I have done before, that you go to with women, you do it together, and then you go home. And you're not.
Yeah.
But there's always some level of catch up, though.
Yeah, that's the
when one person says "girl," and the other one goes "what?"
You got some. So what's the goals,
or you go "bitch," and you go "what?"
mate?
Oh, it's that typical let long girl, and then the other one just looks at you and is like, "Oh, tell me all the juicy details."
That's it. You lot have to talk. Yeah.
Oh no, girls, and then again, the difference is, guys, single focus, girls, diffuse awareness.
Yeah.
You guys can go to watch a match, go home.
Yeah.
You're focused. There's one
like there has to be a common thing.
Yeah, there's one single aim.
And we're all together.
Yeah, but we girls go to Pilates, and not just one have to say "girl."
Yeah.
And yeah, right, let's go coffee.
That's so interesting.
Things are escalating.
Yeah. So like when there ain't like a common thing to like watch and observe, do you know what me and my mates do?
Yeah.
We take the piss out of each other. We rip each other a new arsehole. Like literally, like we cuss each other, like, and that is our entertainment. That is our talking. That is our fun. Like fellas absolutely take the piss out of each other.
Yeah.
And that's the done thing. I don't hear girls do that.
No. Cinders is up to no good. I'm trying to think whether we do that as girls or whether have done that with my girls.
Here she comes.
We don't do that.
No, and I find it really interesting. So
No.
like honestly, I've had a couple of girls tell me over the years, "Oh my God, you lot are terrible." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" She says, "I've literally sat there and all I've heard is all of you absolutely take the piss out of each other." And they're like, "That poor dag, why did everyone gang up on him?" And I'm like, "It's because we love him the most. It's because we love him the most. The more you love them, the more shit they get. It's like, you're right, you cunt. You know, I know it's a terrible word, but it's like, that's a term of endearment for geezers.
I think.
All right, how you doing, you old cunt? Is like really respectful. It's affectionate for geezers. But it's really hard to describe.
I'm trying to think about what we do. I could do some of it, but like we wouldn't rip each other a new one. I think we more try and build each other up.
Yeah, you don't like rip the piss out of each other.
No,
do
I
you?
think we're trying to give therapy to each other. So,
Yeah.
or have a laugh, or like we share. I think women share too many details.
I must admit, right?
Women share. Come on, girls.
There's a
we
podcast on its
share
own.
everything.
I know for a fact, right, that if I've just say I've been seeing a girl for like a month, let's just put a month on it, right? And I meet up with my fellas and they're like, "So how's it going?" And I'll be like, "Yeah, it's going fantastic." And then like I give them a look, a wink and a nudge, and I'm like, "Beautiful, like just absolutely beautiful." And they know exactly what I'm talking about. And they don't need to decode it. They're like, "Awesome, raise a beer to that." And that's it. I don't say anymore.
done.
The woman, her mates know my cock intimately. Know how I use it, when I used it, and what else I use to stimulate. And I'm not trying to be crude here, but like it is unbelievable the different levels of information that get shared. Fellas just want it like, is she like a proper salt? Yes, mate, she's proper. Honestly, I've got her undressed. Unbelievable, fellas. And they're like, nice. And that's it.
You have a tail in your face.
Yeah. And that's it. That's it. And sorry, I am being very sweary and very crude. I'm not trying to be, but like, that's it. That's what fellas want. That's it. There's no, I don't go into any description of anything beyond that. However, I think you guys, you write a chapter in a novel, don't you? One of them whispering novels.
I'm sitting here.
I'm
sitting here thinking, and I'm trying to understand the need for the
my blouse and. Hold on, let's get another drink. Another drink.
Yes. Wait,
where were we?
Say nothing. Wait till I grab another cup of tea.
So he was unbuttoning your blouse, was he?
I'm trying to understand the need for the level of detail we go into.
You're
like,
folding your arms. What does that mean?
Meaning that I'm like, I feel attacked.
Am I? Oh, I don't mean to make you feel uncomfortable.
I feel exposed.
No, I just find it
because
interesting.
it's true. It is true though.
It's not right or wrong though. It's just
true.
An observation.
It's true. I'm just literally going back to these conversations. Now, I don't go into detail with all my friends. You know, like some, there's, you figure out the boundaries. You know, you have friends that you go into details with, and you have friends who you don't, and that's okay. But I'm trying to understand the need. You know, like
I think it's sharing.
It is sharing, but like, do we really need to go into that? That much detail around sizes and uses and
I was very crude there. And
no, but we do share like the tiniest detail. Like.
Well, I mean, like, oh my God, like it was such a good fit. It was the perfect fit. It just
fits
you
like
hit that, you
fits
know.
like a glove.
Oh, you know. Yeah, it's
Yeah, and even like I don't know, like and then the same way women have icks, and it could be like the smallest thing,
but it could ruin everything, right?
but it could ruin it. Like honestly, like as much as we share
I know why.
such a smallest detail, I think there's women out there who can develop an ick. It's something, it's an activity or it's a thing that a man does or says
Breathing.
or breathing that will turn a woman off. And that could be something so specific that
Yeah.
you could not in a million years guess that put the woman off. And that
Yeah.
could be
And I guess it wouldn't put off all women, but for that particular woman, that
the way
was
the way he got into the pool on holiday.
yeah.
Icked me out. Or
He wears speedos, not like shorts, swimming, whatever. I'm making it random, but like yeah,
there's a list.
he picks his nose.
No,
I got a theory.
that's not an ick. That's just
No,
disgusting.
I know. I was being extreme to make my point. I got a theory. I've got a theory.
Right.
Do you want to know what that theory is?
Right.
And this harks back to, was it the first or the second episode that we ever did? And you taught me about diffused awareness.
Yeah. The meadow.
You women give a meadow report on the sexual adventure of this new man.
That is so true.
Whereas the men, we just confirm it was fantastic.
And that's it.
And that's enough. Yeah, she was beautiful naked. I mean, proper fit. Awesome. Was she good? Brilliant. Done.
I have Googled some of the icks.
Ooh.
The E's, honestly.
Pray tell. Pray tell.
So these are some of the icks. Don't swim in a pool.
How come?
Don't wear matching clothes.
What, for a geezer? Is that not good on a geezer?
Don't eat ice cream.
Oh.
That's an ick.
Wow.
Don't paddle on a paddleboard.
Right.
Don't wash your car. Can't use Siri. Don't wear flip-flops.
Flip-flops? No, I'm not. Okay. Sliders okay, are they?
Don't drink through a straw.
I get that for a geezer. I kind of get that.
Oh. Don't go fishing.
What? I love fishing.
There you go. Don't do the gardening. Some of these are ridiculous, by the way. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Oh my God. Don't brush the floor. What's wrong with a man brushing the floor?
Maybe it ain't alpha.
He's tidy. Oh my God. There's some of these are my ex and man talks a lot. Arsenal fan.
Leave it out. We're the best.
Internet fraudster. Can't do without playing bet. Smokes. Womanizer. Chubby. Light skinned. Mummy's boy.
I can imagine a mummy's boy would be,
Yeah. Can't cook. Bad grammar. Snores too loud.
well, snoring, big one, right?
Not romantic. All right. More following than followers. Uses Snapchat. He doesn't understand sarcasm. Ugly handwriting.
Fuck.
Listen,
I'm screwed.
you write like a doctor?
No, I wish. I write graffiti. I'm still a kid.
Oh, some of these, honestly, some of these are just ridiculous.
Wowzers.
I think there was one for women too.
What, like women for women or like men on women?
For like guys that have, X list of X for women. Let's see. Things that give women the ick. That's not what we're looking for. The ultimate list of icks. being an entrepreneur just means you're unemployed.
Yeah.
Oh, some of these are funny.
That's mad, isn't it?
Picky eater, doesn't read. Not wearing socks with shoes. That's for men. Only wear
Unless
hats.
it's a Gucci loafer,
A
then
Gucci
it's
loafer. yeah.
accepted, right?
Allergic to pollen.
Well, that's hay fever.
I know. Only child. Anyway, no, these are
Interesting.
for. Yeah, no, these are for.
Yeah.
I don't think there's many dating. No, it's most. See, whenever I'm googling, it's all women's icks.
That's interesting. So, women deliver a Meadow report on their sexual encounter with their romantic whoever, whereas guys just confirm, like, good, bad, or ugly, I guess. And that's just the way we are. So, like, it shouldn't surprise us, really, should it?
No, because we know how the brain functions and how men and women differ. So no surprises there. But that was a fun little.
I don't know where the hell did we get there. It was
we just went with the flow.
Yeah.
This evening. So yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just end up somewhere wherever life takes you.
So next time you're sharing something with me, I shouldn't call you a twat and tell you to go and give your head a wobble because you're out of order and you're seeing it wrong and you got to sort yourself out. That won't work.
But yeah.
Yeah. But you're allowed to say that to
I'm
me.
not allowed to say. But I won't do because yeah.
Yeah. Well, you might.
But I will only ask you for help whenever I really need help.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
And if you ask me for help.
I don't know. Like, you just want to be heard, right?
No, that's what I'm saying. If I just want to be heard, I will not ask for help.
What's the signal of when I know help is actually wanted?
Do you know what? I think women literally should, because I do this, by the way. I say this to my male friends. I go, I just want you to listen. Done. It's so easy.
Okay. Do you know what?
Why are
it sets a boundary, right?
Yeah, but why are we expecting guys to understand when we just want to be heard?
Yeah.
Or, we want the situation.
That men don't know, then I don't know what to say to you. But we do need a bit of guidance because we're just not we're not as socially intelligent as you guys in that conversational sense.
Just say it. I just want you to listen to me, or I actually want a solution.
Perfect. Simple. Love that. And you'll get both in equal measure in that case.
Yeah.
Brilliant stuff.
Like, just ask. If you don't ask, you don't get.
That's right. Look what she's doing over there.
I don't know. Cinders is really pissed off with you.
Yeah.
Because you went away. And
I went away for a couple of days. And she's not been the same. Like when she's doing that as she's walking across the room, speeds up to get past me. And Adriana walked in tonight. Oh, best mates. Hello. All the attention in the world, more than I've got in the last 24 hours. Well, not quite 24 hours, but 24 hours. What am I talking about? So yeah, she's clearly annoyed that I disappeared for 2 days. I did tell her.
That was the first thing I said, that she's pissed off with you. Luckily, she didn't poo in your bed because my cat did that to me.
Could you imagine? And like after knowing what that thing's capable of, my God, I'd have needed a new bedroom.
So me and Mum, we used to share a house. We lived together, and we had a black cat, Lucky. And one morning, 4 a.m., just wild racket and crying. She was trying to get out. And she was messing around. So I got up. I was so pissed off, 4 a.m. Opened the door and I chucked her out into the cold. And I did let her in till about 9 or 10 a.m. that morning. And she was so pissed off. She pooed in my bed under the covers.
A deliberate act.
Yeah. And luckily, the lucky cat, because she would have been dead, it was a solid one. So at least it was easy to be clean.
Oh my God.
And then my mum pissed her off. This was literally maybe like, I don't know, eight years later. My mum pissed her off and she did the same to my mum. She pooed in her bed.
So it is a bona fide, undisputed method of get back.
Yeah, don't piss your cat off. And because your cat's acting like a teenager.
Unbelievable.
You left her, pissed her off, and she's a proper menace tonight.
Yeah.
over there, climbing top of
Yeah.
the seats and
Clawing sofas, speeding up to get past me.
trying to get into the window and clawing at the blinds.
Mate, oh, she's a girl, so I've just got to listen. Or can I tell her to give her head a wobble?
Yeah, well, you're going to have to maybe sit with her and ask her what's wrong with
Right.
her.
Maybe that's my problem because I went, sort yourself out. What do you think you're doing, you idiot? Come over
And
here then.
I gave her all the attention.
Yeah, you did, actually. And she responded straight away. So there's the answer.
There you
Yeah,
go.
indeed. But you mentioned I was away for a couple of days. Well, that
Yes.
leads me to my awkward moment of the week.
Love it, I love an awkward moment of the week.
I can't remember. Well, there was the tent and the bum showing, but this, for some reason, because there was no humour involved whatsoever, this was the most embarrassing thing that I can remember
Right.
recently. I really embarrassed me, like real bad. So I'm like, I go and see my mum. She's not very well. She's in hospital. So I go and see my mum, and I take my eldest son, Sid, to come and see her, his nana. So he has half a day at school. I pick him up, and then I'm just looking at the cat there because I'm hoping she ain't shitting on my sofa, because she just sat there and did that sort of little bum wiggle, you know, that little bum vibration that you see, like semi-twerk.
And in a concentrated
Which
face.
is often a poo in a litter tray. Anyway, she hasn't. She's opted off and there's no poo. So I'm fine. So I fly over to England and I get a high car. Anyways, pick up my son and then we head off, pick up my stepdad, Doug, and then we head off to see my mum in hospital, which was lovely. We stayed there for a couple of hours and it was great. It was great to just spend time with her. But anyways, afterwards we dropped Doug off and then we went back to a hotel. I booked a hotel in the town centre in Letchworth, which is where his school is. And my plan was that we'll get a bite to eat, watch the Arsenal game that evening, get a couple of beers in a pub, and then we'd stay in a hotel, and then I'd drop him at school in the morning, which was close by. So it was all kind of planned out that way. Anyways, this hotel had a bar and a grill downstairs. So it was like a restaurant and a pub all in one with the hotel set up upstairs. Mm-hmm. So it's all pretty perfect. So I'm like, Sid, like there's we'll have a steak downstairs and then we'll get a couple of beers and then we'll head off out and we'll find a pub that's watching the game. He's like, yeah, that's perfect. So anyways, we end up having a nap late afternoon. And we woke up at about 6 and we got ready and then we went downstairs and I walked up to the bar and I said to the woman, we want to have some food. She was like, oh, cool, yeah, take any of the tables or whatever. It was quite a big venue. So we'd just sit over there. She went, great. I said, I'll just order a couple of drinks first. She went, sure, what do you want? I said, I'll have 2 pints of Guinness, please. Has he got any ID? She said to me, looking at Sid. I went, has he got any ID? So what do you mean? She said, I can't serve him unless you've got ID. I went, what are you talking about? He's my son. He said it doesn't matter. If he hasn't got ID, I can't serve him. I was like, you what? I was like, Sid, you got any ID? Shouting across, like, he went, no, I haven't got any on me. I was like, he hasn't got any on him. She went, I'm really sorry, I can't serve him. I went, I'll leave it out. I said, I'm his dad. I said, his date of birth is the 3rd of the 5th, 2006. I was like, no, I can't serve you. I'll have to speak to my manager. I was like, well, go and speak to your manager then. So she went off. About 60 seconds later, this woman walked out. And she walked out and waited for me to speak first. Because she came out, stood in front of me, and I was like, ah. And I'm looking into the camera, and I'm like, I'll give this expression. I'm like, why do I need to speak to you? Like, you went and got by your mate who you work with. I didn't ask for you. So she stood and she went like that, looked at me, and I went, is there a problem? And she went, well, we can't serve your son if he doesn't have ID. And I was like, leave it out. I said, I'm his dad. I said, and I gave his date of birth again. I said, look, I'm his dad. And she went, I'm sorry, but if there's no ID, then I'm not serving him. And I looked her in the eyes and I went, do you have any idea how embarrassing that is for me as his dad to have you block me like that? So I said, look, forget the meal, forget the table, we'll go elsewhere. And I said, and when I come back, I'm probably checking out because that ain't cool. And it took me, and then we went round the corner and we went to an Italian restaurant. And we had the most amazing Italian meal, which was brilliant. But for the whole meal, I was sitting there and I was fuming. I was fucking fuming. I was just fuming because I'd gone out with my son to have a couple of beers and it was completely blocked by this person. And I know there's reasons for it. And I guess that's what I want to get into.
Yeah, I was going to play a devil's advocate there.
Yeah, no, we should.
Yeah, let's play it out.
Just to finish off my bit.
Yeah.
I was just sitting there going like, it was just so embarrassing to like have my son denied like that. But it was me that was denied. It was my son was denied to me in front of my son. And honestly, I can't remember what my meal tasted like because I weren't thinking of it while I was eating.
You were just...
I was spun out. I was mad. And yeah, listen, I understand there's two sides to the story. So balance me out.
Like anyone can say that's my son. What's the proof? That's number one. For example, how do I know?
Yeah.
That he's your son?
Yeah. Yeah.
This could just be a dodgy date of an older man. Like, where I'm being extreme.
Wow,
I'm being extreme.
Yeah.
You're in London. My God. But, or you know, I don't know. He's just, whatever. Like, she didn't know that he's your son. It's not written on your forehead or his.
Well, we had checked in under the same name, I guess.
Yeah, but that was
couple
the
of hours
bar, not
earlier.
the reception.
In a family room with 2 beds.
Again, did she ask that? The staff in
She
the bar
checked us
doesn't.
in.
Well, it was the same person who checked in.
Yeah.
Checked you in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, okay, that's a different story because the bar staff doesn't know who's who. Do you know?
Yeah. No, she knew.
So if it was the same person, okay, fair enough. But still,
Now I guess there is the whole if your son is underage and you're lying to us,
yeah,
and we get caught, we get
Yeah.
fined, and the risk to us is, I guess, we lose our license, right?
exactly.
So I was trying to give my head a wobble in that sense,
Yes.
but my son actually gave me a fact. I don't know where he got it from,
Okay, what did he say?
but over dinner in this Italian restaurant just after, he went, in the UK, if you're having dinner, then a parent can buy their children alcohol at the ages of 16 and 17, as long as it's beer or wine and it's
Really?
consumed with a meal.
I did not know
So
that.
it's actually not against the law.
Interesting.
It's a choice to not do it.
Oh, okay.
And I found that really interesting
That is interesting.
because we were ordering dinner
Yeah.
and they've got no reason to think he isn't my son. And it's not actually against the law. So they were just choosing to be awkward. And in choosing to be awkward, they've sent a guest.
Didn't know that piece of law.
Well, listen, if my son knows that piece of law,
Yeah,
then
but there's a reason why he knows that law. Yeah,
Yeah, but, like,
it's
if
in
you're-
his interest to know that law.
absolutely. But if you are an establishment that serves food and alcohol
Yeah.
and has families come for dinners and stay and all that jazz, you would know it too. It's within your interest to know that too.
It's interesting.
business, right?
I'm gonna, right. So not everybody knows that. As much as we assume that people know the law of their establishments or whatever, people don't have a freaking clue. And tell you why I know, honestly. Have you ever heard about this YouTuber called DJ Audits?
No.
Holy smokes. If you guys heard about him, or look him up. This is a guy who simply runs his YouTube channel called DJ Audit, and he makes drone footage and videos of commercial businesses.
Right.
But the reason why they sell and why he's got so many followers,
Yeah.
it's the rage and the lack of education that people know and practice with him when they come out and shout at him.
What, to stop using your drone? And
Exactly.
I there's a bloke in America that films banks from the street through the window, which is not illegal.
I am.
But everyone tries to close him down, and he gets into
Exactly.
confrontations
Exactly.
and cites the law.
Exactly. This is exactly the same, and I am addicted to this. I am addicted to these videos, and just shows you that no, people don't have a freaking clue about the law and legislation. They have zero idea. See the small print? When was the last time you read the small print?
I'm just thinking, I agree with you. I do. I'm in agreement with you. I would just counter and just say that if I'm running an establishment where I'm serving food and alcohol to families and they're paying guests,
Yeah.
I would be certain before I embarrassed everyone with a refusal that I should be doing that. I would be certain of my actions if it impacted the experience of my patrons. I think that's not
Depends
too much to
whether
ask
you
for.
are the owner of the establishment or just an employee.
Well, you're the manager, so I guess you carry assumed responsibility if indeed
Yeah.
you're not the owner. That'd be my take on it anyway.
Yeah.
However, the Italian meal, I didn't taste it, but Sid loved it and it was amazing, and I actually enjoyed the people watching. But after that, we ended up going to this pub on the corner and we had the best night ever.
Oh, I love it.
It was awesome. We had 6 or 7 pints of Guinness.
There you go.
We watched the Arsenal game on a big screen. There must have been about 30 other Arsenal fans there, ranging from female pensioners to kids that were clearly younger than Sid that were in this pub, and we had a right laugh. It was the
Love
best
it.
night I've had in ages, and it was a real medicine. And you know, me talking about this experience, but halfway through that experience in the pub, it was completely exercised. But like, we had the best night, and we saw him Paddy's Day really well.
Yes,
with lots of
I saw your
Guinness.
picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was brilliant for
So
them.
we had a great time, and it was excellent. And then we sleeked on back to the hotel, came in through the back entrance because I didn't want to walk past reception. And then we sneaked a couple of Guinness cans into the room as well.
Good.
Fuck yeah. I will drink on your
In your
premises.
face.
Yeah.
In your face.
And a few packets of crisps, and yeah, it was brilliant. But yeah, it's interesting. So it is actual UK law
There you go.
that if you're in an eating establishment that serves alcohol as well, and you have a child who is 16 or 17, you can buy them alcohol to consume as long as it's alongside their meal and it's a beer or a wine.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You learned something new today.
I'm not promoting drinking, by the
No.
way, but I'm just saying that, like, if you're out for a meal and you got a 70-year-old son and they want a cheeky little pint, then they can actually have one. It is okay by UK law.
A cheeky pint.
A cheeky pint, yeah.
On,
So there we go.
on St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Paddies, not patties.
Who calls it patties?
Oh, the Americans call
Oh,
it
do they?
patties, and
Paddies.
everybody is
Oh.
enraged by it. It's paddies. By the way, it is paddies. Even I know that, and I'm a foreigner. St. Patrick's Day.
Because a patty here is actually a dinner, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a burger, but and even in America, isn't it a burger patty?
Yeah, well, it's the burger, the actual
patty,
the
yeah.
beef patty.
Why would you call it patties there? Anyway,
I guess. So paddy is short for Patrick, right?
yeah. But not
So in
patty.
America, they must like you're a patty if you're a Patrick, which is a bit
it's
naff,
naff,
innit?
naff. Don't do it.
Yeah, that's a bit naff.
It's not. No, don't do it.
Yeah,
Anyway.
yeah. Anywho.
Thanks very much for
Yeah.
sharing that. That
So,
was,
but in the moment, I could not have been more embarrassed, really badly.
yeah.
And like while we walked round the corner, my towel was between my legs.
Yeah.
Really.
I think only if people were moving through life with a little bit less conviction in their ignorance and less assumption, a little bit more curiosity, perhaps there would be less awkward moments. Then again, it would be less DJ audits. Those videos, honestly, I have been addicted to them. They're pretty good, but just shows the ignorance, and the lack of education. And then he tries to educate people, and then it's just, yeah. And then he puts that up too, so that's some sort of a bad light on
Yeah.
the companies too.
Yeah.
But very interesting, very interesting. But yeah, thank you for sharing. Yeah, that's good.
A pleasure.
Yeah. So thank you for being with us for another Thursday evening, watching us live on YouTube, and you will be able to catch up with us on Spotify. We will repost on Facebook or other channels. Follow us. Give us hit the little subscribe button. That would be lovely. And what else? Housekeeping.
Yeah. So, like,
What have we
honestly, subscribe. If you've listened, subscribe. Even if you don't intend on listening again, subscriber numbers going up really helps the algorithm, guys, to do that. And if you can hit the like button, smash the like button. Honestly, it makes such a big difference. And if you can hit the bell notification, it just means that you'll get to hear of when we go live again, so you don't have to miss another episode. So that'd be awesome. If you fancy a little audio and you don't necessarily want to watch us on YouTube, don't forget that we've got that Spotify account, because that's always good, listening in the motor or the car, or whatever it is you're doing. It's a good way to follow us. And I think we're going to try some new technology soon. I think we've decided on that, haven't we?
We have.
Yeah. So we're probably going to be sharing some details of how to find us on Apple Podcasts as well. I think that'll probably be available within a month. And we've also got our coffee.com account, kofi.com/TMI Thursdays. If you want to donate a coffee or make a donation, that's also very, very welcome. But yeah, our new software, I think, is going to be able to bring all these multi-channels together and bring it all into one accessible place, which we're pretty psyched about and looking forward to. And we also think that the level of quality of sound and visuals might go up as well. So that leaves us for this week, really. So we've really enjoyed episode 14, and we're looking forward to episode 15 next Thursday. So have fun till then. That's goodbye from me, and that's goodbye from
me. Have fun, guys. Have a nice weekend, whatever you get up to.
peace, love, and unity.